Sometimes the most important conversations are not the loudest ones. They are the conversations that quietly heal hearts, inspire minds, and restore hope. So, thank you so much for you being there watching this Sit Down with Georgy conversations with His Excellency. It's such a pleasure seeing that you're watching and you're following and you there listening to the words, the information that His Excellency has to share with us. I believe in dialogue. I believe that despite all the differences we may have, the skin color, the religious affiliations, political differences, we can still sit together as communities, as families, as human beings, and we talk about things that really put us together. The fact that I and you breathe, and we are all living on the same earth, so we need to be together, love each other, cherish all the moments, because that is the only thing or gift we can ever offer to the world. Heal the world for it to be a better place to live in. From there, talking about the relationship of these two countries, Uganda and Kenya, actually we're very grateful for the environment that has been provided here in Qatar for the government of Qatar, because we feel safe working, living, studying in this country. And I think it's one of the privileges and beautiful things we earn as Ugandans here in Qatar. As well, how can young Ugandans position themselves to benefit from the growing relationship?
You'll find me in saloons operated by Ugandans. Local. You'll find me in their restaurants. Why should I go to a restaurant where there is Coca-Cola? Because I miss it so much. I like it so much.
Matoke.
Matoke, lately I like matoke. Initially I was not a matoke person, but now I like it. For health reasons. I like it so much, but for health reasons, again, I have to. I don't want to go into the details. Yeah, but I try to avoid putting one way. All of those. So matoke, I like it.
Yes.
Kabalagala, I like it so much. Kabalagala with the black tea, that one is enough for me for a meal. But then people might go and buy for them, but those things chase you away from good food. You resort to taking black tea without sugar and kabalagala. And you want to know the money which I'm making.
Yes. And you eat from having a lot of beef.
Yes. So, how can Ugandans exploit? Why did I go into that?
Yes.
I'm seeing so many Ugandans here who are doing business. Besides being a security guard,
yes,
you can as well be an export, strong import. Nothing stops you from offering security services, from offering hospitality services in a hotel.
Yes. But
at the same time, you're a small importer of avocado from Uganda. I've told you there is market. And quite a number of Ugandans are doing this. Our sweet banana program, it is now the most preferred on the Qatar shelves. I had forgotten that one.
Because it tastes fresh.
Qatar imports its bogoya sweet bananas. Not in these, the small ones. Bogoya, the yellow banana. They import it from Ecuador and Philippines. But the distance is long from Philippines. It comes under very high refrigeration conditions. By the time it gets there, the tests are dropped. And then, I'm sorry, diplomatic language is not allowed. But let me say that the Uganda yellow banana is organic. I'm not saying that the other one is not. I'm just speaking for mine. That mine, the one of Uganda is organic.
Yes. And I think also it takes like 5 hours to reach here.
Yes, 4 hours and a half is here. It means even the price, the cost
is low.
The one which comes from far, the cost is high. It's high. So what stops you from doing hospitality services while at the same time you are importing? Okay. I'm aware of girls who have lost jobs in Qatar. And there is a Ugandan here who works with a very powerful organization. So powerful that I can't mention it. That is his privacy. But he works with a powerful company. Very powerful.
Yes.
But at the same time, he's an importer of Uganda's agricultural products. Now, what he has done, he has employed these girls and boys, but majority are girls. And these girls were in the streets doing what they are not supposed to do according to our culture. Now he gives them these commodities. And they sell. Do you know how much they earn out of it at the back end? 4,000 per year. Wow. I know how much you people earn. The different categories. I know that a security guard gets 2,500. That is 2.5 Uganda shillings. Yes. In Uganda, a security guard does not get that. Yes. Some get 100,000, 300. 200. So for this office, I think 600 if you to take him for private security. So 2.5 million security guards here from Uganda. That's good money. Yes. The academics who get 1,200, others 1,000, others 800,000, 800, they be taught is 9 in Uganda. But let's put it at 1,200 because I have some of them. That's 1.2 million. Yes. University graduates, the ones we call corporate class in Uganda, they don't earn that money. Yes. They come to be those was working in the bank, insurance companies. So still this brings us back to the other question. The opportunities. How important is Qatar? And the relationship with Uganda. So, to answer the question, take advantage of the business environment between the two countries. Get your 2,000 Qataria, which is 2 million every month, from wherever you are working, whether a hotel or what. But also become a small importer. Don't bring in large quantities because you don't have the capacity. Yes. And that is not for you, large quantities. Everyone with what God has planned for them. Yes. Don't go in the game, in the Premier League. No, socks move. At the same time you are playing football. Oh, yes. Why do you go into a game? People who put on, we call them, what we call them, what type of Sukru or Puma, I don't know. I played football long ago, I don't remember those things. Yes. That's how you can benefit of never community, of any community out of being a small. We are trying to make things easier for you. As the officer in charge of economic and commercial diplomacy, yes, we have been working on the idea of opening up a Uganda business hub in Doha. It's not going to be outside, it's going to be at the embassy at the Chancery. The officer who is in charge of it is also here. The cameras are not really capturing him, my assistant. Yes. What is that hub going to do? We are profiling all of the importers of Uganda products, the Qatari importers. Whether you're a Sudanese in Qatar, but you import things from food products from Uganda, or you are an Indian, or you are a Qatari, whatever nationality, yes, we are profiling them. We are getting all the details. Where do they stay? Why do you import from Uganda? Where are you finding challenges? What is the price you offer? What quantity you transact every day, every month, every week? We are also profiling all the retailers. The first category was for importers. Now the retailers, the final person who vends the Uganda commodities. We are profiling the hotels which use products, not necessarily which buy from Uganda, but products that use products, but hotels that use products, aquatic products, which we have in Uganda. I think that is called Oreg, hotel, restaurant, and cafe. We are providing the service providers, the logistics service providers, the airlines for fresh products, things that can easily get rotten, like tomatoes, utungulu, nyama. Tomatoes is nyama, okay? Between Qatar Airways and Ethiopia Airways, what advice can we give to Ugandans? Which one can bring here their perishable products much faster? Which one is more reliable? They are both reliable, they are all reliable. Which one takes a long route?
And which one
arrives faster? Which one charges acceptable cargo charges? All of that information we are collecting. If you want to use the sea now here you're a big exporter, not very big, but a big exporter.
Yes.
What are the terms? How often does the ship come? What do they charge? What are the requirements, the photosanitary requirements here? Photosanitary. Okay, or whatever people can normally are they up to date?
Yes.
What is the shelf life of food products in Qatar? Because here, this is a country which is very, very highly health conscious.
Yes.
They don't want to poison their people through food poisoning. So for them, they can decide that a bunch of sweet bananas should not be on the shelves beyond 5 months and beyond 5 days.
Okay.
But for us in Uganda, when it gets to 7 days, it even starts to show you the black coatings. And for us, even that one, the black coatings, but here,
Yes.
they are very strict. I've not said that it's exactly 5 days. But if it is 5 days, it is 5 days.
At least they have the guidelines.
Yes. So we are providing all that.
Yes.
And then we shall put it on the website. We are opening up a website where you'll be able to find all that information you want. Even the Uganda products and the suppliers of those products, we are providing them. We are going to put it on the website. You do not necessarily have to go to Uganda to place an order. Just be based here, you get the information on the website and place an order. Then our role as embassy will be facilitative, not commercial, because it's not allowed for diplomatic missions to do trade where there is exchange of goods and services plus exchange of money. Our role is facilitative. And we shall be in between the two parties, the contracting parties, to ensure that none cheats the other, none scams the other, because there is so much scamming these days. We don't want you to deal with someone who says that you supply the goods, I'll pay you in 90 days, and then he vanishes, he disappears after you have supplied the goods. We have seen those cases. Likewise, we do not want a Ugandan to cheat a person in Qatar or to exploit a person in Qatar who's placing an order. We do not want Ugandans to bring here substandard products which will kill our brand. I've told you 35% of the market share of avocado is ours. 95% is of Melbourne is ours. So we do not want a Ugandan to send a consignment of Mokene and yet the order was for Nile patch. If it is sweet potato, it is the sweetest. Bring the real sweet potato from Busoga and Mboli. The sweet potato from Teso. Mboli. I think they also call it Mboli. I don't know. If it's Amado, it should be real Maido. You know that lately, people have started growing sweet potatoes in wetlands,
Yes.
Because they grow very fast.
Very fast, yes.
But then the taste is lost.
Yes. It is not very sweet.
It is not the sweet potato we are talking about, which is whose tastes people like here in Qatar. So we do not want, the role of the embassy will be to ensure that you do not send here sweet potatoes from grown in the wetlands, because you'll kill
the market.
The market. So that is the embassy, what the embassy is doing for you as Ugandans here.
Yes.
And Ugandans, yes, in Uganda. We are not seated. Are you sure government ever, given all that I have explained?
No, I think this is going to be a very great opportunity, because many Ugandans out there will wish to join into this. However, they have not had information about how the process goes. Is it legal? Is it allowed? How can I do it? I think with all the information you have mentioned, it will be a best guideline. And I think it will also increase our products from Uganda on the market here.
Exactly. Even the documentation, all the information will be on the website. What documents do you need to transact? Welfare documents, halal documents, because they're not going to import meat here and it has not been slaughtered. That one has not been slaughtered according to Islamic. According to Islamic teachings. Although the fact is in Uganda, no one ever slaughters an animal or a bat unless it is a reason what's there.
Yes,
even when you go to a Christian family, they will say that and then they're the ones who are going to eat it.
Yes, I think it is the culture that we have here.
Yes. Now that leads us to another big question, which we are headed for, the most important question of the day. Yeah, keep reminding me about, now I've said that is one. There was another one, was it? They were about the refugees, plus that one of the sort of animals in Uganda. Yeah. It's part of the content for the next topic.
Right. And we have seen a growing number of Ugandans in Qatar. And most of these Ugandans have really benefited from the employment opportunities. And however, we have seen different things happening in different countries where Ugandans have conventions and where Ugandans gather for different events and celebrations. What does Qatar and the embassy plan for the Ugandans here via conventions and different conferences where we can access information and learn from?
For 2 consecutive years, we've been holding the Uganda Diaspora Convention. The first year it was at La Cigale Hotel. This year it was at something called the Inn. Crown Plaza. Was it Holiday Inn near Crown Plaza? And on both occasions, we targeted 400 Ugandans.
Wow.
We would have loved to invite all the 26,000, but where do you find a hall which can accommodate 26,000? Even a stadium, maybe you'll go for this World Cup stadium. I'm told that the plural for stadium is stadium. But that wouldn't be. Maybe it's also not possible.
Yes, it's not possible.
Because you are workers here.
Yes,
you are not childrens, you are not idlers. So you cannot have all the brothers of Uganda, Southern Uganda at home. And in that conference, the Uganda Qatar Diaspora Convention, it is a directive from the Permanent Secretary Minister of Foreign Affairs to all Uganda's foreign missions to organize this convention. Why? So many Ugandans have left the country at different stages, under different circumstances, since 1967. I think 63 is too early. But there are those who went with the corrupt around that time. They didn't necessarily go with him, but around that time, due to the political environment was that country. And they have made children there, they have made families. They are part of the diaspora. There are those who left in 1971 when the President Idi Amin's government failed.
Many years.
And yeah, there are those who left in 1980. Who fell in 1980? 1980 was elections. 1980 was elections.
Yes.
There are those who left in 1985 when the Obote's government was overthrown. There are those who left when the Bukuwa's government was overthrown. Raised government before that. There are those who left. Yeah, it is in 7 who overthrew the first government. There are those who left. And then there's no category who did not leave. We didn't leave for political reasons, but in pursuit of greener pastures, making ends meet. These days we call it Kuyiriba. Those ones who keep living to go to different parts of the world to Kuyiriba. So the permanent secretary of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Vincent Bagire, made the circular. You should start organizing diaspora convention that bring all the categories of Ugandans together. What we do at that convention, one, we bring in officials from the Ministry of Internal Affairs and they educate you on how to renew a passport or to replace a passport. We bring in officials from NIRA to educate you on how to apply for a national identity card without necessarily leaving Qatar. We bring in officials from the private sector foundation in Uganda and they educate you on micro, small, and medium enterprises in Uganda. So that the money you make here, you do not send it to relatives to message it. You do not send it to your friends, at times even spouses. You should know what business, small business you can do in Uganda. We bring in officials from the ministry here Qatar, who educate you on the small businesses you can do in Qatar and how to register a business. The topics are, we bring in officials to educate you on lands, how to access land in Uganda, because there are so many affairs. You had gotten money, you send you someone to help you get land and that person just
uses it for their own benefit.
Exactly. There are so many presentations we make. So those conventions, we organize them, and it is on the calendar every year. And the services are there at the embassy, some of the things I'm talking about. For instance, if you want to renew your identity card, just come to the embassy. Government of Uganda has given us the gadgets. We have said, you remember when you visited me?
Yes.
We meet in kind of a corridor, and I think this one should also remind you what I said about myself. Yeah, I think you expected to meet me in my big office. I just said, let us explain a conversation. But the room next handles national IDs. You come, we take your picture there, we take your particulars, your fingerprints. Government has made things easier for you. Government has brought services
at our door.
At your doors. Stay. Even passports, we are soon getting to that level. I think we should exhaust this question. I don't want you to bring it as a standalone question. Now I've started on the services to extend to Ugandans. We visit Ugandans in the prisons facilities to give them hope. And some have been sentenced to 25 years. Drug trafficking. And many of them actually carry drugs in their bags, not knowing that they are carrying drugs. Someone said, there's a way again, when you reach there, you give this back to my friends. But inside that bag there, drugs. Some carry tablets, which according to the laws of Uganda, ordinarily they are tablets. But according to the laws of Qatar, they have drugs. They are the category of drugs. Unless you have got a letter from a recognized pharmacist, they will not have issues with you at the airports. They are drugs of that category. And they are drugs which are made out of Benjamin. But they are recommended medically, you can use them. But you carry those drugs from Uganda and you enter here without a letter from the qualified medical personnel pharmacist. You will be arrested on charges of drug trafficking. So all of these things we try to educate Ugandans because a mumba, which is made out of clay,
yes,
which women use when they are pregnant, doing some filters, some few dots, smear on the womb. The mumba is categorized in the drugs. It's in the drugs category. There's a girl who's serving a sentence there. She carried a mumba. We visit people, Ugandans in the hospitals. Not only Ugandans who are resident in Qatar, but any Ugandan, even if you are flying from London and you get a problem in the airspace when the plane is in the airspace and it lands here and it offloads you, immediately you become our responsibility. I'll give an example of a girl, a Kadama, who was flying from Saudi Arabia. I will not mention her name. And she went in labor, but it was premature. It was premature labor. So the plane landed, they fled with her. They called us at the embassy. There's an emergency here. You're Ugandan. We are taking her to Sidra Hospital. Come and take her from there. Straight away, I said, my driver there, Benjamin, with his fall. I don't remember the other person, but I don't know that I didn't do there. That girl became our responsibility for six months.
wow,
Because the one abantu balina okumukuliza mu chupa mu Luganda mulimi olwewa. A chupa is a what? Incubator? Incubator.
Yes.
So we took over all the bills. And we looked after the girl. She was staying at the embassy. We gave her a high room. Omwana kati we yakulamu, then againa ogenzayo okumuyonsa ng'avuddemu mulimu incubator. She had to go and breastfeed the baby after the incubator. Then we got her a ticket back home. That is what the embassy does. And so many other things. I've already explained the economic and commercial diplomacy part, and I've explained the consular part.
And also I have this question because I think most of us have been naive in a way that we do not understand how international laws work. I've had a debate once when I hosted one gentleman and he had a question that, is there a law that prohibits another country from arresting a native or a nation, like sentencing them for 30 years or even life imprisonment in that country? Because for some of the people thought in such cases, the country should engage in and let this person taken back to their country.
No, unless there is let me see, that's not an extradition treaty. Extradition treaty is different. Extradition treaty is where the two countries sign an agreement that should the mine national, a Ugandan national, commit a crime and go and hide in the state of Qatar. Because we have an extradition treaty, you are compelled to send that person back. But in this case, what you are raising, it comes out of just understanding between the two countries. I've seen it, I don't know that it was South Korea, between South Korea and Uganda, I don't remember the exact country. Out of understanding, we can agree the two countries that our citizen has committed a crime in your country. The crime carries a sentence of 30 years. We are requesting you, in the spirit of being brotherly countries, friendship, we are requesting that you send us that prisoner. We shall keep him in our prison in Uganda for 30 years. The very punishment you get.
So the sentence continues.
Only that you'll be eating matoke and not rice. Here we are not used to rice and chapati.
Yes.
You'll be eating matoke. Your relatives can visit you, which is not the case possible here because they can't fly, it's very expensive. You will be breathing Uganda air. In the cells in prison, wherever you are, you feel at home. But before, the company you are requesting access to do that, it has to verify your prison conditions. What are the conditions in your prisons? What does the law say, your law say about this case? Won't you forgive this person after 10 years? And yet for us to sentence him to 30 years? So you have to agree on all of those.
Yes, because at the end of the day,
yes, you have to have your sentence.
So, coming in the midst of the show, Your Excellency, there is one sensitive thing in our contemporary world today. People no longer sit together. Most of the people today are divided by things like religion, skin color, nationalities, and people see these differences they have as things that have totally separated them. And most of the people no longer even want to shake hands with other people based on the differences they have amongst them. Our show here is aimed at bringing unity, spreading the message of togetherness, and making people aware that despite the fact that we may differ in our political affiliations, religious affiliations, but there's one thing that unites us is the fact that we are human and we can sit together, smile, shake hands despite the differences. So I would wish you to give a light on this, of how the world can be a better place to live in, where unity may be embraced by the people.
That's a very beautiful question. And a very wide question.
Yes.
But I'll try to summarize it because it's a very wide question. Without boring you with the Arabic language, I happen to be a sheikh. Allah tells us in the Quran that I created you in different cultures so that you can be able to know each other. That this one is George. This one is Mohammed Baswari. This one is Nano. But the moment you told me you are Nano at the embassy, did I tell you where you come from?
Yes, you did. You told me.
I didn't have to ask you that which part of Usoga.
Yes.
No, I just told you if you are non-member, you must be coming from, I told you what?
You told me is it Kabulu?
Chiguru. Yeah, I told you must be coming from Chiguru. If not Chiguru, Watalenja. I created you in different forms, different cultures, so that you can be able to recognize each other. Just tell me your name in Bosoga without going to the whole country, and I'll tell you what part of Bosoga you come from. And I can easily tell which person is Ugandan without even talking to that person, which one is Nigerian, which one is South African, which one is East African. You created us in different forms so that we may embrace each other. But for us, we disregard that Quran, even in the Bible there must be something to that effect. We disregard all that and we take our different formations as the binding line, which is very sickening. I don't know, are there some people who have blood which is not red?
All of us have red blood.
So what is so important with this outing when inside all of us?
Red.
We are red. I'm sorry investigating, by the way.
Yes.
If someone got an accident and you're a black African like me,
yes,
and you're in Europe or you're in America, they go to the blood bank and they do some blood transfusion. I don't know. Does it work or not? That is.
It works.
No, I thought the other one is white blood, is European blood. It can't work.
It works. Yes.
So what is the argument? The stupidity
Yes.
causing unnecessary chaos on the planet
Yes.
This reminds me, in Uganda, I do not know whether the rest of Africa is like that, but in Uganda, especially in my region, the southeastern region, and the central region, I had people here introducing themselves. I'm from Masaka, I'm from Luwero.
Yes.
I'm interested in those ones most. Those ones from Uganda and me from Busoga. But I know that you can hardly find a family which believes in only one religious domination.
Actually, it is rare.
Maybe a family has reduced, but a family is a white thing.
It's a white thing, yes.
To find that these are only Christians in this family.
It is very rare.
These are only Muslims. In my clan, essentially my grandfather is he the one who joined Islam? Yes, my grandfather just joined Islam. He was abducted as a baby. They were taken to the central region. He grew up in a Muslim family. And these were days of slave trade. I do not want to go to the very political part, which involves a certain kingdom. When you get up of age, that's when someone is to him. You do not belong to this family. He got so annoyed with his mother. Now the mother who raised him. He thought it was the mother. Sister, that want to know how I came here as a baby. Where did you people get me from? I will not go into certain details, but somehow the colonial administration had records. These records of slave trade and everything. So they were able to tell this one was picked from a village called Imolama in the Wasiki County, the greater Uganda sub-region of Busoga. Actually, Busoga was called the government at that time, Uganda government, Busoga government. So they brought him to Georgy, the capital city of Busoga. They gave him a job of a market collector, revenue collector, the chief revenue collector. It was a very big job. The only person upon him was the colonial administrator of the town called Tiffin. So my grandfather was the de facto mayor of Georgy in those days. I don't know whether those are 1930s or 20s, I don't know. Then the son also became the mayor of now the big town in 2000.
So this leadership has been in the line.
I've already talked about that.
Yes.
Now, one time, one of ex-Islam members, actually a brother, is called Insari, his name was Insari. He came to Ripon Falls markets. Because my grandfather was in charge of two markets, Ripon Falls Market and Gideon Central Market. Gideon Central Market was built in 1960, started with the overseas construction with TV. So Insari, they comes from the village of Sikimunam to buy some merchandise. At the market, Ripon Falls Market. Then he sees a man who resembles him. Yes, and can you pull your
shirt?
Then he sees the mark. And already the story was there in the village. One woman another by Villa, you buy the nechi, you buy the nechi, I come or no. One woman and the body in a chip. He had a mark. The body was abducted, he had a mark
On the hand.
So he was saying, this one resembles him. He has a mark. Don't even want Muganda one, my brother. You are my dear brother, you abducted in such and such a year. And then this one said, yes.
And that was his question for a long time.
Say that has been my question. That's why I had issues with the family in Kampala, in Kawempe. So he said, I'm also not good at that dialect. I didn't. Let me go back to the village. I talk to my brothers. We come here. meet you. He went next day, within a few hours, those days passport was not easy. I will not say that next day. I don't know how long it took you. Yeah, but I should say in a few days. He came with all the brothers.
Wow.
They said, you are the real one. So they took him to the village. That was already a rich man in June. Serving the colonial administration at that time, big tracts of land in the town. I'm not even rich, for him was rich. So they took him to the village, they did their cultural things of playing the drum, blah, 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 blah. But let me tell you, when you look at my Christian brothers, the cousin brothers, just put them here, me here. My head and my face, they are the same.
Photocopy.
Photocopy. There's no doubt at all. So Islam, in that line of my grandfather, Mubarak Marijan, is it what I call it the other name? Our lady, they are Muslims. Then the others, then Salinese, the Brabra, those ones, they are Catholics. They are Catholics, we are Muslims, but you joke with me because you're a Catholic, and you see my Catholic cousin brother coming for you. This is what we need in society. We are the same people, we are one person. Should I segregate against them because they are Catholics and are Muslim? The head of our clan is a Catholic, Simon. He has been holding that position for the last 18 years. Started as a young man. And the respect I give him is not as blessed, he has not been as blessed as my soul, but is the head of the clan. Even now, when I open my phone and he's calling me, you want me sugar, you boy. I give you here in 24 hours. I'll be on the next flight. Putting these titles of excellence aside, he's my boss.
Because now the master of the clan has called.
Yes. So I wanted to bring out that part of religion, because it is a religion which divides us so much.
Yes.
Plus, by the way, people fought Jesus Christ on religious grounds.
Yes.
Has Jesus Christ following ever reduced, or it keeps growing?
It keeps growing.
People fought Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They stoned him. When he was going for prayer, thorns, so that he steps it in the dark. These are the morning prayer when it's still dark. They are pouring pieces on him when he's bowing. Did that stop Islam from separating, or it keeps
growing day by day?
So why was time fighting the religious war? If those ones who fought the real prophets never succeeded, what about you? Then you find Muslims fighting each other. For us, we are Shia. The others, for us, we are Sunni. The others, for us, we are Salaf. Then they start calling each other kafir, kafir, kafir. So you wonder who is a Muslim? Everyone is calling the other kafir. Was Prophet Muhammad a Sunni?
No.
Was he a Shia?
He wasn't.
Was he a Salaf? What was he? He was a Muslim. So these factions we are having, his last sermon, and after that sermon, it did not take long for him to die. What does it say? Okay, I just remember that last part. I forgot in the beginning because I've talked a lot. اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم وأتممت عليكم نعمة ورضيت لكم إسلام الدين. It was Allah telling the people, ورضيت لكم إسلام الدين. I have chosen Islam as a religion for you. Not I've chosen Shia, not I've chosen Sunni, not I've chosen Salaf for you, but I have chosen Islam. You hear others calling themselves Wahhabi, those very stupid, hopeless differences and they start cursing each other.
For no good reason.
For no good reason. The wars we are having all over the world, missiles have been flying here in the recent past. What are people fighting for? There's a certain small strip which people are fighting for. But when you put it on the world map, you'll be like, even you who is fighting for that strip, you'll be, why am I fighting for this country? But people cannot see that logic. I'll give an hand. Unfortunately, I'm talking as a diplomat. There's a country I served. I was doing some work there. It's a very huge country.
Yes.
Most people are homeless, they stay on the streets. It's a huge country with billions of people. Not China, but some country.
Yes.
But there's so many people. You know what we call abject poverty? In Rusoga, we call it the poorest of the poor. Someone who cannot afford, cannot afford a shelter, cannot afford clothing. They have so many. Meanwhile, there is a certain class of around 400, 500 million out of those 4 billion plus. That class owns large expanses of land. Square miles. Some not square miles, but several hectares, several acres. Now, when you get a calculator and compute the acreage of that country, divide it by the 4 billion, something people. I don't want to mention the exact figure because I will sound a diplomatic, people will know me. When you divide the land acreage, you split it over the 4 billion something, every citizen is entitled to 3 acres. Every citizen gets 3 acres.
Yes.
But they are around like 800 million who are homeless. They stay on the streets. And not today, 5 generations back.
It is.
They have been like that on the street. They are condemned to the streets. You are not supposed to be in the streets.
You are meant to be there.
You are meant to be there. These are things which cause unnecessary
conflicts.
Then ideological differences. I've talked about the religious ideological difference. I didn't want to go into Christianity. I'm very cautious and I'm very smart. I always give the example of my own. I don't talk about, although I know the Bible quite well. I did it, I did CRE primary, I did Bible knowledge, I've seen it for. And I'm very good at quoting the Bible. It used to help me even in my campaign so much. When I was campaigning, and the born again Christians didn't want me to go to their churches.
To campaign from there.
But Church of Uganda, they were inviting me. And they are giving me the microphone on the altar. Catholic Church, I was going, but Catholic Church is very, very strict with their prayers. You know, they are like Muslims. Yeah, you're stepping on the Catholic Church altar. But Church of Uganda, those are all that. Now the born again Christians. By the time I invite for the office of mayor, there was acrimony between Muslims and born again. Born again at the, what is the word which is them? Pentecostal. Yeah,
Pentecostal.
There were fights between Muslims and the Balokole Pentecostal in Kenya at that time. The Balokole were saying, we want pigs to be slaughtered in the municipal abattoir. Yes. But each pork which is slaughtered in the abattoir, not the one slaughtered in hiding. And we want it on the same model, the same stall, in the butchers, in the market. And Muslims were like, oh, well, we are going to chop off your heads, don't joke with us.
It's funny sound.
Then they went ahead, the Balokole, and they opened up their own butchery, a kiosk, made out of timber. And they put there my friend back here, like the one who was managing it, now cutting it, selling on Ogoja Road. Yes. And at that time I was chairman of the division, but I was
contesting
for mayorship. Now the Tabligh youth, I had forgotten, that's also another faction of Tabligh. The Tabligh youth, they mobilized themselves. They went to Bedia Road where I was operating from the kiosk.
Yes.
They lifted the kiosks with Bakera inside the put on the pickup and they put him on the pickup. Oh my God. When is inside the kiosk? So that's the time I campaigned for mayorship. So because of that antagonism,
Yes.
the Barokula were like, this Mohammed Baswari Kezaala Sheikh is not going to step.
Yeah.
I said, okay. I started with churches on the periphery. I left the big ones. I said, let me start with the small ones on the periphery. Those ones who had issues. They wanted money for roofing or for putting up a structure, just a few iron sheets. I started going to those ones. Churches with a small following. Some were having 5 people, others 8, 10. Then one started coming in town that, this man talks well, he even knows the Bible. Out of those few, I was meeting. Then one church invited me, a big one. The choir. I made friends with the church choir. They were here. Very beautiful young girls and handsome young men. When I talked to them, I told them, this is me. This is my message. This is what I want to put for Ginger. Put religion aside.
Let's look at service.
Then they want to talk to their pastor, senior pastor Ngoy. He stays in Germany, but he comes. And Pastor Paul, we forget in another person. So they invited me to the church. And the Pastor Ngoy gave me the altar, the microphone. Then I said, the Bible says, I'm forgetting the real books. The Bible says, treat your neighbor
as you want to be treated.
As you thou want to be treated. Only after you have treated your neighbor as you thou want to be treated, then shall you be able to build the church or to do what? Something like that. And I said, I am your neighbor. Unless you treat me well, you are not going to be useful to the church. These are not my words. They are words
From the Bible.
Secret scriptures from the words. Psalm says, I don't know whether it is Psalms 1 or 26, 27. Yeah, they come prepared. I'll give you the exact quotations. He said, now this was time for harvest. It says, unless God builds the house, the builder builds in vain. Unless God keeps the city, the guard keeps in vain. Then it goes on to say, when you are giving your offering, there's those ones who give offering on this occasion of the harvest, they will come back on the day of judgment, carrying the crown on their heads. Here I come forward, Mohammed Baswari Kezaala, giving my offering for the harvest. On the election day, I'll come back carrying the crown. The word suck
Into the house.
into the house. Then I made friends with the choir. I consolidated, I invited them at home. Then they said, you know what? Buy us t-shirts with your portrait in front, and behind you put Jesus alive. I did exactly that. Then early morning, they lined from the beginning of Main Street where it starts up the end, 2.2 kilometers walking with Kezaala in front.
Yes.
Then other Pentecostal churches started inviting. I got it.
It was a very complex because just imagine having Mohammed in front.
Exactly. And then Jesus alive. Yes. So differences, religious differences. For what? I didn't know what I did during my 10 months, man. I come from a powerful Muslim background. My father was the provincial cousin, so the provincial cousin, the equivalent of bishop. Bishop.
Like the regional.
Yes. Then my elder brother, Texas, whoever moved to the left, who was the Mufti of Uganda. That's the family I come from.
Yes.
But when I became mayor, First of all, I did my campaigns in the Catholic Church, the planning of my meetings. My uncle, who was the district, the Muslim leader of Botswana, Virginia, Sheikh Juma Katek, and a certain Suleiman Chinabi, an elder who belongs to my political party at that time, and Mzee Chinko, a Catholic, almost with Sapoli is what in English? It's a cross. Rosary. And Mzee Beno Watts, very senior member in the Catholic Church. We were planning my campaigns formation from the church premises. Who gives us the hope? The Reverend Father. I will not mention his name.
Wow.
So after I became mayor,
Yes.
Mzee Beno Watts came to me, Catholic, and he said, you know what? Centenary Bank, you know that it belongs to the Catholic Church. But before the bank opens up a branch in any part of the country, the Catholic community in that place must subscribe. They must do savings.
Yes.
So he said, looks like the Catholics have failed, and yet we need this bank. By the way, the biggest beneficiaries of the Centenary Bank are Muslims. Do you know that?
I did.
Yeah, they get the awards every year. They are the biggest partners there, the most powerful clients. So Mr. Kagukube, the late, who was the managing director of the bank, he came a few days later after Mzee Beno told him. He came with Mr. Kaliwa, who was the manager of the bank. The bank had opened, but they are about to close it. Plus my sister, Honorable Mariam, Niger, she later became a member of parliament, but she was working in that bank. Then, Mr. Kakube, the MD told me, we are going to close this branch unless you save us. Then I called my town clerk. I told him, town clerk, I want you to transfer all the municipal council accounts to Centenary Bank. Majority accounts were in Bank of Baroda. That's where council started banking, the very first account, even before I was born. Because Bank of Baroda is older than me. The divisions were operating their banks because we had 3 division councils, they were in DFCU. Councils had some accounts in Standard Chartered Bank. I told the town bank, I want all of these accounts to go to Centenary Bank. And there was one fat bank, a bank account. The reserve assets we were selling the houses to the city tenants. I think it had over 2 to 3 billion shillings on fixed deposit. I don't know that it was fixed deposit, but it was there. We don't touch it. I told him, even that one, send it to Centenary Bank. And the bank took off. Out of it, it managed to produce another branch in Uganda, another branch in Georgy.
That was more than a start.
But who was doing all that for Catholic Bank?
It's you.
That's what we need in society. And you know what? One day the Cardinal Emmanuel Wamad, he came to Jinja for, I think there were centenary celebrations for the Catholic Church. And after that, at 7 p.m., he said, I want to go and visit the mayor in his office. I want to bless that office. And I want to bless the city of Georgy. So I ran the office to receive the cardinal. I received him. He stood in prayer. He blessed the office. He blessed the town. And then he drove to the cathedral residence where I slept. I want you to do research whether the cardinal has ever visited any political office in Uganda. And which politician did he visit?
A Muslim.
What we need in society, we cannot have a homogeneous of thinking. Yes. Practically, we cannot have a homogeneous of thinking. But we can work together, our differences, regardless. That's how we sum it up.
And that would be a very great image to the viewers watching there. Despite the differences, there's one common thing that unites, that puts us all together, which is far beyond the differences that we have, despite being a Muslim, a Christian, we can sit together at the same table and have a conversation, a cup of tea. And that is how it goes.
Actually, there are so many examples I can give. The born again Christians, those ones I told you I had issues with. Finally, they became my good supporters by them.
Yes.
The other strategies I used, besides solo, besides what I've told you, the other strategies that I used.
Yes.
Now, when I became mayor, they came to me and they said, we have an army. Singing, gospel music is a form of worship.
Yes.
In their belief, okay? In their faith.
Yes.
So they told me we have an army of young men and women who are gospel singers. We would like to be using in the town hall. It's a very big hall every weekend. Not every weekend, but as and when we need it. At times, we would like to use the mayor's garden. But then there is a fee to that.
They have to pay.
You have to pay sometimes 500,000. And another occasion, 1 million. But then the mayor has the prerogative to offer it for free. And when you do, you offer it for free. At least the person you're offering has to pay sanitation fee. For cleaning the place. Sanitation fee was 30,000. So I made a direction with the town clerk and the town hall caretaker. Whenever born-again Christians want to come here and perform, do their gospel music, give them the mayor's garden, give them the big hall at a sanitation fee of 30,000. And it worked for the 10 years.
And how was their reaction?
Secondly, born-again Christian, born-again church has got young men and women. It's somehow which attracts
many people.
I don't want to go so deeply but maybe it's because they like the gospel music. I don't want to go into so deep. So, naturally, because there are many young people, they are married all the time. They are not. So the senior pastors told me we would like to hold, some of the couples would like to celebrate at the source of the Nile Gardens. And you know how beautiful the source of the Nile Gardens are. Plus a wedding couple visiting the spot where River Nile, the longest river of the world,
having a beautiful experience.
But to go there, there is entrance fee. At the gate, you pay for the car's entering, you pay for people who are entering, not only the bagole, not only the bride and groom, but even the maids and other people, members of the friends, the family. So even that what I gave a directive. If it is a born again Christian wedding, let all of them enter free of charge. Wow. Did that reduce on my being a Muslim?
It did. It just
am I going to hell because I did that to people who believe in Jesus Christ?
No.
Don't we have Jesus Christ in the Quran?
He's there.
He's in the Bible. He's in the Holy Quran. We call him Isa. There are differences in understanding Isa. Muslims say he was the prophet of God. Christians say he's the son of God. Muslims say he was not crucified. But in his place, God brought a replica of him. Something which resembles him. And I don't know who's crucified him again, I'm forgetting. And that what they crucified on the cross was not Jesus. But God protected him and brought someone, a replica. And he stepped on the throne. And what in the Quran says, he went to heaven. According to Christians, they say, he was crucified.
Died.
He died. His life died, and he went
to heaven.
So, what is the point of conversion? Both of us? Both of us agree that he went to heaven. Whether he was crucified or he was not crucified, but he went to
heaven.
The Holy Bible says Jesus Christ will come back. Muslims say Jesus Christ will come back. Now, why the fights? Well, the Bible talks about Mary, the Holy Quran talks about Mary. It's one of the names written. Mary, Maria. Yes, Isa. The names that we use are the same. You have Jacob, it's Yaakov. Tell me the other name that I tell. Abraham, Ibrahim. Tell me the other names.
My audience.
Moses, Musa. So what they're going to battle? Why the fights?
They're all like, I think there are fights that are happening that people, even those who are fighting, cannot explain or give a
exactly. But then me, I'm sorry that I'm speaking from that word.
Yes.
Me, had my father consulted me, I would have told him, don't give me the name you are giving me. I want Kezaala.
Our traditional names.
Plus some other name. You know, I met someone here. He's a former, what powerful person that? Okay, he's from Syria. No, from Yemen. He was working for the other government, which was deposed. And he was a minister. We prayed together at almost the university. Then he asked me, what's your name? I told him, Mohammed Baswari. Where did you get the name Baswari from? That is a Yemen name. And it's true, it's a Yemen name. Wow. But am I Yemen?
No.
I'm a Soga. Why did my father give me a Yemen name? My firstborn is Zachariah. Zachariah. My firstborn, the boy. My father was Zachariah. Nabi Zachariah, Prophet Zachariah. Do you have him in the Bible?
Yes.
He was a what? He was a Jew. Am I a Jew? Is my son a Jew? Was my father a Jew? All of those Ibrahim, they were Jews. How long have you been here? I want you to tell me. Have you ever found an Arab here calling himself Musa? Because he knows that Musa was a Jew. Moses was a Jew.
Yes.
Isa was a Jew. For us, we use those names, but these Arabs don't. There was a God-fearing person in this world, in this city, this deserted city. He died so many years ago, and he left for voice for us. But beneath that wall, he kept God. He put God for his two sons. And God, the city is deserted, but God kept that God for the boys in order that no one suspects that there is treasure there. Someone goes, he put the whole in a slanting way that everyone wants. That's fine. So I put it back so that they can access the gold. Why did God put a veil over their gold? Because of the good behaviors, the actions, the deeds of their parents. So when I do good, and people remember me for that good, maybe it was Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, viewers. I'm very grateful to have had this conversation. It has been a learning process for me. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Baswari Kezaala. Oh, to have you here.
Nice being here. I'm a Sakala name. That's a whole that is the name of the Masaka, Chinoni, Seke. So,
so thank you so much. It is a pleasure having had you. In at this very moment,